Okay, so here we are in Starhaven in Trimaris on a nice overcast, breezy day. I'm doing a bit of back to basics class with these gentlemen here. So initially, I'm usually going to recommend that everybody starts in a shield foot forward guard. And I usually like to recommend the high guard as a good place to start. This gives you a good kind of mix of offense and defense. You can protect your head with some very simple parries from here. As well, you have a ton of offensive options that you can throw from here. I call this high guard. It's also called Asgard high, and just some other names. But from here, we're going to work on a couple basic shots, and then we'll transition into some combos from that. So the first shot, as it usually is your flat snap. Okay? So to throw a flat snap from this guard, the sword comes back and skids right over the top of the shield. The power begins here at your feet and your hips as you turn. Then your body, your shoulder and hand forward. And then the very last thing that moves is the sword. The flat snap is the most basic shot in SCA. You can learn it in a few minutes, and you can spend decades mastering it and win your crowns with it and little else. There's a saying in Atlantia, the flat snap always works. If, of course, you do it at the right time, the right angle, the right speed, power, etc. But it's worth us just spending some time on this shot. So, again, the rotation of the body creates all the force that we need for it. We're not really arming the shot, although you can. It's very easy and very efficient to crank it out like that. So come on up and let's go through this really small lapel. Right? Very slowly, that's all we're doing.
Just over from here, you're actually dropping a little bit.
Yeah, let it drop a little bit back. Yeah, more of your arm and your shouldering it. That'll blow out the joints real quick. Use your body for it. Good. Good. You don't really want to throw it as an uppercut so much. Make it a nice flat trajectory. Right. Yep. Okay. Very good. Yep. All right. Come on over. All right. So first, start off with your stance. All right. Yeah, slow. For power work, we don't need to hit it really hard with power. We're just trying to get form and technique here. And as you become more fluid and practiced with this, that dropping back becomes a tiny little motion. Yeah. That's good. Okay, good, good. Now, come on over for a minute. I need a live person. So if I throw this shot at you, your block for this is pretty simple. You could absolutely do a 10 block, and that's actually my preferred block for it, but most people are going to block the shield for it. Yeah, right? So when I throw that, that's a pretty easy block, right? So let's say you're just using your shield for this. Your sword is back, right? So all you got to do is move that corner a little bit, and you pick up the block. Which segues us into the next shot, the Moulinet. Now this has the Moulinet means different things in different parts of the world. Here, what we're specifically talking about is a torque shot where we're striking the exact same target as the flat snap. Instead of coming in like a wide drive, it's coming in, dropping in from above, like so. So, do that exact same block for your flat snap as my shot comes in from Moulinet. That didn't work so well, right? You reach out with it to block the flat snap, and the Moulinet arcs right in. So you're pulling on the guard. So you're basically taking your right hand, and it's traveling tip of your sword is delivering the power for this as this support for his body. And your right hand is on the opposite side. It's the same target as the flat snap, but it's a very different technique. Okay? So we're going to call it solid. Alright, wow, the rings went through.
I'm gonna grab one of the swords over there.
Okay, so the flat snap is going to like that. Moulinet is in the exact same spot, like that. Okay, you guys got it? Alright, so go ahead and line up. Nice and slow. Go. Be careful of your edge alignment. You want to make sure that it lands straight on. Yeah. Go ahead and high. Okay. Keep it up. I'll make sure my stuff is it's a line drive from here, and you're striking the left temple. Then we taught the Moulinet, which strikes the same target, but comes at it from a completely different angle. Okay. Either one, we're hitting that left temple, but how do we get there is the question. If I throw just the flat snap at you for you to block it, like that, that's pretty easy to block, right? Mm-hmm. If I throw the Moulinet at that same target, that's a different angle to block. So let's move you up to the head of the class for a minute. Okay. And I just want you to practice slowly. Throw your flat snap. It starts in your feet and your legs and your hips. Then your body and your shoulders turn into it like this. Then the shoulder and hand moves forward, and finally the sword comes. Mm-hmm. Now, for our purposes, for our stance, let's start with your sword kind of back here.
Okay.
Yeah, that way from here, it's a really simple matter to just turn into your shot.
Okay.
Yep. We'll go over advanced different guards at a later date, but you have power from there. Good.
Oh, cool.
Now, the Moulinet is, again, it hits that same target, but bring your sword forward right over the top of your shield.
Like that?
Like that. And from here, the tip, you're going to crank that. The tip will go high and arc its way into that same target.
Okay. Like that?
Yes. That'll become more smooth with practice, but just good. That's better already. Mm-hmm. The flat snap and the Moulinet, I mean, those win tournaments. You can learn it in a couple minutes and then spend decades mastering it. Okay. Who has not done the Moulinet?
I have not.
Okay, actually it's coming up.
My gas heel is kind of going towards right here.
Yeah?
Just getting it.
Yeah, and let the sword tip kind of draw an arc in the sky. Good, good. Yeah. Yeah. Now this is one, you can use it against a taller opponent with a big shield, because you don't have to get your sword, I mean, you don't have to be able to hit over the shield, because as long as your hand is higher than their shield, you can drop it down above the rim of the shield. So, all right, Moulinet. From this same guard, we can very easily throw a leg wrap. So the hand is going to come back. The body is going to twist forward. Now, when you throw the wrap, what you're not doing is you're not pulling it. That'll never be hard enough. You also don't need to really come from left field with it. What you need to do is it drops, and the sword tip will drop. It's turning over, and once you can see the bottom of your sword basket, check your watch and see what time it is. That kind of makes you turn it over in your hand. The wrap is a slightly less intuitive shot, but in our particular sport, it's really worth learning. So, again.
hitting with the bottom edge.
Yes, it's a back of the blade shot. So it drops, it comes over, and then check the watch. Okay? This is one you have to practice it a lot on the pedal. One, to make sure it's hitting edge on, to make it smooth, and finally to make sure you're hitting the right target. So if we're on guard, and you throw a slow wrap, okay, he hit edge on, he hit a legal target. What if it had been here? It's not, it doesn't count because it's right on the knee cup. You know, we don't want to fuck up each other's knees. Even with good armor. But
Do you want to drop your body when you're doing it as well?
it depends.
Depends on
Yeah. I usually don't. If I drop for a wrap shot, it probably means I actually want to hit you there. So like I dropped the wrap shot, what does it make you do?
you drop your shield.
Yeah. So that's, if I drop for it, don't believe me, I'm lying. Okay. So let's form up and practice that leg wrap nice and slow. We're not going for speed here, we're going for fluidity.
Does the sword still want to go behind the head? Or
It can, but it doesn't have to go behind the head. Good technique. Yep. Try to make sure you aren't arming it. Let the sword in your body do the work. Look at. Good. I think that's your best one. All right. Good. Next. A little more body and a little less arm. That was good.
Did I hit the leg or the shield there?
You popped the,
Popped the hip, yeah.
Yeah, with the leg. Okay. All right, do it slow, do it smooth. Don't worry if it doesn't click immediately. Be a little closer for your wrap shot.
Yeah. And usually I'll step in for a wrap.
And try not to kangaroo tail the shield out of the way so much.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. Good. Good. Okay. Try to let the sword do more of the work for you. So
Okay.
let it drop backwards. So let the sword tip kind of drop backwards and then come around. That's better.
Like that? Okay.
Yeah. It's okay. This is a more advanced shot. This will take a little while longer to be smooth. But let me walk your hand through it. Okay? So your guard, hold on to the sword. Kind of drops back, comes in, and scoops in. Feel how smooth that is?
Yeah.
Not a lot of arm into it. The power's going to come from the tip rotation and your body.
That?
Better, better.
Okay.
That one you kind of armed it. Can you feel it?
Yeah, I felt it.
Yeah. So slow and smooth with your wrap shots. Yeah. And let the sword tips drop back. Good. Good. That was your best one, I think.
Okay.
All right. Next.
So you're going from this guard?
Or whatever guard you were comfortable with. Good. Okay, very good. Now, we've done the flat snap, we've done the Moulinet, we've done the onside leg wrap. There's one more. I want to help you guys build your your first combo for armored combat. So that combo is going to come from the flat snap we just did, where we hit. Step one. Step two, we continue the motion and shift through, so our sword is left of our head, our hips are over here, and now we uncoil into a leg blow. That's a basic in front of the shield crosscut. You don't need to put any arm or power into this. I mean, you can do it with 2 fingers and still have power. It's all the sword doing the work and the body. Okay? So coming over, you should throw this off of either a Moulinet or a flat snap. Let's start with the flat snap in crosscut. So step 1, flat snap. Step 2, shift your body through. Now step 3, uncoil into that offside leg blow. When you throw this, you want to make sure you sink it instead of scoop it. See the difference? Okay, go ahead. Yep. One more. Good. All right. Yeah, maybe a little closer. Good. Once again. Yeah, very good. Next. All that water that's coming out of the sky a minute ago, it stayed in the air. Now we're just breathing it. And sweating. Yeah.
Drop my shield.
I think you're trying to throw this just at the edge of your effective range, which might be a problem. Okay, good, good. Next. All right, yeah, so start your flat snap, shift through, so that your sword's next to your head, and then uncoil with the leg. Yes, yes. Now, to make the second one hit with power, you need to really uncoil yourself up to here, and then uncoil it.
Okay.
Your body should be like taut like a spring. Yeah, do you feel that?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, the sword and shield positioning, don't worry, that'll come in time. That's the basic mechanics of it. All right, good, good. Okay, so we did flat snap, Moulinet, leg wrap, and crosscut combo. Does anybody have any questions? Yes, sir.
And this is backing up into the guarding position. Do you want me to save those questions for later?
No, let's ask questions, by all means.
One of the things, you're starting with the guard in this position here. And then you're bringing them back for the snaps, you're having come back and coming forward. To me, that seems like it's almost a 2-step motion, but if it's done right, it's a single circular motion. But with this as a drop back, is there a concern of a tell when you're coming back like this? From a guard position?
So if I'm throwing a wrap shot, I'm probably not bringing it back very far. Honestly, for a flat snap, it's a very quick motion. If anything, this is more confusing to most people than just trying to read what I'm doing, than saying, oh, he's about to, throw a flat snap. You have to make it smooth. I think there is a minor amount of tell to it, but I think that's more than offset by the benefit you gain from the defensive ward that the high guard gives you. And from here, I throw a lot more Moulinets than I throw flat snaps, and the Moulinet has virtually no tell to it.
The Moulinet is piece.
And so usually if I flat snap somebody, like, holy shit, I didn't realize you threw flat snaps too. It's like, yeah, I do.
All right. Guard and defense from that position, I'm assuming, is later. You're focused on the throwing the shots now, correct?
Yeah, I just want to go over a couple basic shot mechanics.
I'll save those questions.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. Any other questions?
for that crosscut that you do, I'm sure there is going to be a difference between the kind of shield you're using if you're even using a shield to do that.
We'll always have a shield for it, yeah.
Right. So, I guess my question is, just how far can you really like wind up with the shield in the way, but still have it in a place where you can kind of defend yourself? I don't know if I'm trying to put like my arm over the shield.
That's your shield? Yours is mine's a heater shield too. Yours is a bit bigger than mine. But if I'm gonna use the shield, I'm gonna throw I'm still staying pretty safe there, and the shield's not getting in the way at all. So 1, shift through, 2, back to guard.
Can I see that with a shield facing the camera so I can see how?
Yep. 1, 2, 3.
So you're only really keeping it around that corner.
Yeah, and I'm still completely ready. If anything comes in, the shield is home, and I feel safe. I can block with it. You're gonna build some major shoulder and arm muscles with that shield.
Can't blame that guy over there.
Yep. Okay, any other questions? All right, I think that's good for this back to basics class. Let's just have a few techniques and not just have thousands. So that being said, let's armor up and get some sparring in.